In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Mobile Site Machine Icon Edition. What you're looking at is the main dashboard, and there are 5 different designs, and the way the designs change are the actual icon designs. So you can see that Design A has a more of a rounded icon with little images in it. With Design B, now I know that this is blue and this is green and this is red. Each design has its own colors, set of colors. So you're not limited to Design A always being blue. That's a little bit deceiving because when you open Design A, you have it's this particular icon that you're going to look at. So let me open that up for you so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I click on Design A, this is the actual icon that we're going to be building here. And then you have all these different color options. So let me close that up and show you Design B. So you can see it's a little bit different than the way Design A looks. So here goes Design B. And we'll see that the icons are actually different. So you can see that they're more like a transparent background, and they're more just little image icons rather than them being little square icons. Okay, so let me open up Design C so you can see what those look like as well. All right, here's Design C, and these are round icons for Design C. So you can see that the little graphic is inside the round icon, and then we have all these different colors. Okay, so let me go ahead and build one just so I can show you how easy this is to do. So let me select the green icon. I'm going to build a flower shop template. A lot of this material information here, I'm not going to take the time to really fill out like if I was working for a client, but I just want to basically show you how easy this is to do. So you can just enter the business name there, and then you have your site description. So I would put, this is a mobile website for Conroy's Flowers, and then we have keywords that we could use right there, and then you can upload a favicon here. Okay, so favicon icon should be 16 by 16, and then you can use this link here, faviconhowto.com, and that will create your favicon for you. And I don't have one created, but I'm just going to go ahead and select next, and then let's go ahead and get a logo. So let me see if I have a logo here for a florist, In Bloom Florist. So we'll go ahead and use that. All right, and then what you can start doing is changing the text that's right below the icon. So for the map icon, right below it, you could put our map, our location, whatever. But I'm just going to leave the default as map. And then you're going to put a Google Map link there. So if I have Conroy's Flowers, and let's just say I want to do this link right down here, when it brings it up in Google Maps, you just click this link icon right here, and then I just click the short URL box and grab that link right there. So I'm going to grab that and replace the default with my new link. All right, so then here's more text. This is a call button text. You can put call us or change that around. Here's the phone number, the tap to call number. No spaces allowed in there. And the hints and tips will tell you exactly what you need to do. So email, you can enter your business email there. The about page, and then we start having some things like the about header text. So about Conroy's Flowers, and this is going to be just a little header line that goes on the About Us page. Okay, and then this is part of the actual content. So we could go ahead and put that same Conroy's Flowers again. All right, so then here's the About Us page, and I'm just going to grab some text and just put it in there as a filler so you can see what that looks like. And for example, if I wanted to, for the About Us page, you have a couple different areas where you can add content. You have the top, you have an image, and then you have the bottom. So I don't have to break up some text here, but if I were to add a new paragraph, you're going to want to make sure that you have paragraph tags separating your paragraph. Otherwise, it's going to be just one big long paragraph, and that may not be what you need. So if you include the paragraph opening and paragraph closing tabs or code here, then it'll divide it all up for you. So let me put a main image. Let me go back to my florist, and I'll just go ahead and put an image in there. All right, so here's the content for the bottom. So I'll put another paragraph in there. And then we have our services page. So we could put Conroy's Flower Services right in there. And then you can start putting what those are. So you can put funeral arrangements, if that's one of the services. Okay, then you can put a little bit of content about that service. And then you can include a YouTube video. Now I'm going to show you here. I just did a quick search for Whittier Flower Shop. I wanted to grab a quick video. So you can see up in the YouTube link, there's a question mark V equals. Now after the equal sign is the actual YouTube ID. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and just paste the ID in there. You don't have to put anything else. All right. Then we have service 2, so we could put wedding arrangements. All right, service 2. We could put some content in there. Oh, sorry. Let me grab that content again. Copy that. All right, and then there's another YouTube ID. But so I'm not going to mess with adding. I'm just going to leave the default for now. Okay. So excuse me. Then service 3. We'd add that in there, put a paragraph in there. YouTube. Service 4, same thing. Now you can put the same YouTube video every single time, and you know it as long as it covers all the services, it makes sense. Okay, it's all good. So then we come to our gallery. Now the image gallery, what you're going to do is you're going to upload 6 different images, and they all have to be the same size. Okay, so I have all these images right here. At the same size. You can see 400 by 400 is the best, but as long as they're the same size, you should be okay. So let me go to recent places and add all my images in, and again it'll show 6 different images. Okay, so we're on number 3, and as long as you have your images all laid out, it shouldn't take very long to get these together. I use a program called Snagit to edit all of my images, and it's just the easiest program for me. I'm not very good with Photoshop, so I like to use a program called Snagit. You can find that at snagit.com, and there is a charge for that. I believe they give you a 30-day trial, but it is really a great program. All right, let me go ahead and put that in there. All right, so now we're at our full website button text. So there's an icon to visit the full website. You can change you can change the text, and then let me just put davidcisneros.com just so you can see how easy this is to change. Okay, now we start getting into the custom designing of your template. So you can add a background image. Now you can get a background image from anywhere. You could actually match the background image that your client currently has and match the mobile website background to the the regular website if you choose to. Okay, or you could choose some of the supplied background images, and let me just go ahead and choose let me go with a real light green. I'll go ahead with that textured one. Okay, and then we have our template text color. So since we have a light color, I'm going to select maybe like a black for my text, and then the header top. Now I'm going to go with something like a pink or a purple, and you have a top color and a bottom color because it's a gradient header. Now if you want a solid header, just choose the same color for the top and the bottom. But I'll go with more of a pink, and then let me choose maybe a yellow and see how that comes out. All right, and then we have a header border color, so let me go with something orange. All right, and I'm just kind of testing this out, so we'll see what it looks like. You can insert your Facebook link. You can choose whether you want a Twitter icon or not if your client has that set up. Okay, so you got 2 social media icons, and then enter the URL for this mobile template. So if it was Conroy's Flowers, okay, .com, and then I would put it in /mobile. That would be the folder that all my my mobile template files would be in. That would be in the mobile folder. Okay, so you adjust this to however you see fit with your client. All right, so I'm going to click Finish, and let's see what this thing looks like. I'm going to go Conroy's Sample Template. All right, so we'll click OK. And another thing that I'm going to want to do is hit File, Save As, and then let me save this so that if I need to make any changes later, I can go ahead and make those changes without having to put in all my information all over again. Alright, so now I have Conroy's Sample Template. I'm going to go ahead and open up this template here, my index file, just so I could see what I created. Okay, so you know, again, I was just trying out some things, but you can see that everything looks pretty good. This is an icon built website. I really like the way the header came out with my two colors. Remember, if you want a solid header, you just select the same color for both the top and the bottom. But I really like the way that blends. Maybe the background should be changed a little bit to something more solid. Okay, and I can go ahead and change that out if I want. But we'll look at my gallery. There's all my images in there. Okay, so you can see how that works. Everything looks good. And then we have our About page. Now you can see how the text looks on that really busy background. So that background's really not going to work. I'm going to have to change that out. But you can see also that I put the paragraph tags in, and it changed 2 different paragraphs there. I have my image right in the middle, so that looks cool. And then I have my map. It should go to Conroy's Flower. There it is. Okay, so that's all mapped out. That's exactly where I wanted it to go. I have my call and my email button. I have a visit full website, and that should go to my main website, which is there. All right, so that's working. We got Facebook and Twitter. Here's our services page. So you can see how when you enter your service title, you can see how it puts it right here on this little accordion-looking menu, which is kind of nice. And that's where your actual your video will go, right at the bottom. All right, and you have your text at the top. So this is the video that I actually put in there. Okay, and everything looks good, you know. So this is a really nice looking template. Again, if I wanted to go back, I could just go back in my software, which is right here, and change out the background. So I could just let me just go back here real quick. Here's my background image. Okay, let me go ahead and put something different. I'll put a nice wooden background. Or actually, let me do this. I'll go with my background image. I'll hit this BG noise background, and I'll show you how that looks. Okay. Conroy's new background. So let me go ahead and get that going real quick. Alright, so let me open that up, and there we go. So the BG background, if you just want a plain, solid, plain white background, just go ahead with the BG background, BG noise, and it'll give you just a solid, clean background in the back. Okay, so it looks real good. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very helpful, and I hope you enjoy this software and get out there and get some clients. And it really gives you a variety of the types of templates that you can create now that you have this icon software. All right, take care.